to have finished. We're now going to get to watching those videos. While we're watching them, please everyone be respectful. Put your laptops and phones and whatnot away. This is a rubric I'm grading it on. So the main chunk of your points are going to be historical accuracy, which I don't doubt all of you guys are going to hit that mark for that. And then creativity and engagement's the next thing. That's what you guys have been working on, editing and whatnot, adding that creative element. And then clarity and organization, and then finally technical quality. For technical quality, I'm not worried if there's people talking in the background. That's not your fault, okay? So don't be stressed out if you can't hear yourself 100%, because I get it. You guys had to film in public areas, and it was tough in some circumstances. So, do we have any volunteers for our first groups? All right. All right, so I stopped muting, so it's all you. J119. All right, when you're ready, everyone else, listen up.
Good evening and welcome to World News Tonight. Our top story takes us to Spain, where a brutal and bloody civil war has shaken the nation to its core. The conflict, which began in July of 1936, erupted after a failed military coup against the Spanish government. As tensions rose, the country split itself in two. On one side, the Republicans, or Loyalists, fighting to defend the government, and on the other side, the Nationalists, led by General Francisco Franco, seeking to take control. The war quickly spread across Spain, drawing near international attention. Western nations, fearing further escalation, signed a non-intervention pact, a formal verbal agreement to stay out of the conflict. However, this did not stop outside powers from trying to get involved. Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy threw their supports behind Franco's forces, sending troops and armies to their nation, while the Soviet Union and Mexico backed up the Republican side.
Despite some governments refusing to take sides, thousands of ordinary people felt compelled to act. Nearly 40,000 volunteers, including almost 3,000 Americans, traveled to Spain to fight against the Nationalists. This was called the International Brigades.
After nearly 3 years of fierce combat, the Nationalists emerged victorious in April 1939. General Franco took control of Spain, beginning a dictatorship that would last until his death in 1975. The cost of the war was devastating. Approximately 500,000 people lost their lives, including many of the international volunteers. Many of the survivors of the war would fight in World War II for the same reason they fought in this war, fascism.
Meanwhile, the impact of this war stretched far beyond Spain's borders. Germany and Italy used this war as a testing ground for new military tactics, specifically methods for tank and air raid tactics that would be unleashed on a much larger scale in World War II. For Britain and France, the Spanish Civil War was a dire warning of the instability in Europe, and in just a few short months, their fears would be realized. World War II would soon begin that exact same. As the world watched Spain rebuild under Franco's rule, one question would remain. How would this war shape the future of Europe? And only time would tell. For World News Tonight, I'm Gabrielle. Thank you for watching.
Good job, Drew. That was awesome. I liked how you talked about the military advancements. The editing was great. How you incorporated photos. The intro. Very good job. So was Abrielle, Drew. Was there a camera person? Or was it just you two?
It was me too.
Okay. So Abrielle, Drew, and Peyton. Good job, Drew. All right, who's next?
Knox got it.
Knox. Yeah. See what you got.
J119.
Who else is in your group, Knox?
Boyle. Sophic and Nadia.
All right.
Europe is subject to special reporting.
How do I there we go. Yeah.
Subject to special reporting. A continent series on education, the irrestrictable tension, a battleground not of nations, but of ideology. Fascism versus communism, struggle that threatens to engulf the world.
We're live from the Diablo Mega in Rome, where Benito Mussolini is addressing a massive crowd. The energy here is electric, almost peaceful.
The power rises again, cast off the shacks of evil. We will restore the glory of the royal empire. Go forge new vessels, a destiny of storms.
The crowd roars with approval. This is the voice of fascism. Strong, nationalistic, promising order in a world of uncertainty. But across the continent, another voice rises.
We now turn to Moscow, where Joseph Stalin addresses its Central Committee.
The enemies of the proletariat must be crushed. The workers of the world will unite. We will build a society of equality, free from the exploitation of the capitalist oppressors.
Breaking news from Japan. Civil War rages on. Bloody military between ceasefire ideology. German and Italian police support the tactics of Soviet and European forces. Which address the larger, more devastating war.
I saw things no one should ever see. The hate, the violence, it was everywhere. It was like the world was tearing itself apart.
The seeds of global conflict are sown. The clash between fascism and communism, fueled by fear and desperation, is pushing Europe and the world to the brink. This is a special report. We will continue to monitor your situation and bring you updates on January.
All right. Good editing.
Good job, bro.
I liked your mention of capitalism versus communism, Benito Mussolini, Stalin. Great content there. Rise of fascism. Who wants to go next? Who's ready? I got it. All right. Ready when you are. Who's in your group? Who's in your group, Matthew?
Me, Leia, and Lynette.
All right. Lynette and Nadia. You
After most matches, they will be discussing critical moments in history that shape the course of the world. The policy of the peace is failure to prevent World War II. Following the devastation of World War I, many nations were invested, but the policy that was supposed to maintain ended up leading to even greater conflict. Joining us tonight to discuss this topic is Dr. Lynette, a historian and international relations review of World War II. Lynette is ready to begin.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to start at this pivotal moment in history.
Now let's set the stage. After World War I, Europe was left in chains. Devastation of the world was still present, and nations were looking for ways to avoid future conflict. How did the policy of peace come about?
Well, after the end of World War I, Europe
was physically and economically devastated. Francis particular has suffered heavy losses during the war, and will try to emphasize positive efforts in the regards to the conflict. By the time the 1930s rolled around, Adolf Hitler had come to power in Germany, and his aggressive actions in territorial invasions began to raise alarm across Europe. The British had set up leaders, especially Neville Chamberlain and Britain, stated that by using diplomacy and command, like defeating the Czechoslovakia, they could avoid war altogether. I know that by giving names to some conspiratorial claims, they are starting ambitions and details.
So then, thank you for shedding light on such a critical moment. Here's a question. While Chamberlain was convinced that the peace, practicing strategy was better. France wasn't ready for this, and by seeking parts of France's territory, Chamberlain gave Germany not just land but power, even a very military. Yes, a piece of France, which seemed like a path of harmony became clear to France. The lesson was this, but clear peace cannot be achieved through the consensus of
I liked how you mentioned how World War One left Europe unstable, and it's going to lead us into World War II because a lot of those countries, they don't want to confront the militarization that they're seeing because they're left weak from World War One. Very good. So appeasement and whatnot. Who do we have for our next group? We go. All right, Drew.
Can I go bathroom?
Sure.